to welcome everyone to Penn State School's first production of the Vagina Mon. All of the proceeds tonight for your donations will be going to Schuylkill's Women in Crisis, and I'd like to invite Sally Casey, who's the director of Schuylkill Women in Crisis, to say a couple words.
Thank you, Deirdre, and thank you, Deborah, for really putting so much work into tonight. And I want to thank all of you who are in attendance. The contribution that you made when you came in will all go to Schuylkill Women in Crisis. For those of you who don't know anything about us, we're a private nonprofit organization that serves all of Schuylkill County, and we provide services to victims of domestic and sexual violence, dating violence, and stalking. Last year, I'm sorry to report, we had record-breaking numbers in all service areas. The only thing good about that is if we weren't here and we didn't have the type of community support like you're providing tonight, the 1,300 people who came to us for services, including shelter, accompaniment to courts, legal advocacy, and so many other services, wouldn't have had them. We really rely on community support. And I really want to thank those who are performing tonight and going to share with you the stories of women and their experiences just as being women that are shared from country to country. This was the first year in the 20 years since the Violence Against Women Act that there was a real struggle to get the act enforced or reauthorized. And the stories that they'll tell, if they're like the ones I'm familiar with, are stories not just of young women or old women, but women at every age. So I really applaud you and thank you for your willingness to perform tonight. And I won't say anything more because I know we're all looking forward to the performance. So thank you so much again.
Thanks for coming, and please be respectful of your fellow peers while they're performing. Thank you.
I bet you're worried. We were worried.
We were worried about vaginas.
We were worried when we think about vaginas. Even more worried when we don't think about them. We were worried about our own vaginas. They needed a context of other vaginas, a community, a culture of vaginas. There's so much darkness and secrecy surrounding vaginas. Back to Bermuda Triangle. Nobody ever reports back from there.
In the first place, it's not so easy to even find your vagina. Women go weeks, months, sometimes years without looking at it. A high-powered businesswoman was interviewed, and she said she was too busy. She didn't have the time. Looking at your vagina, she said, is a full day's work. You have to get down there on your back, in front of a mirror that's standing on its own, fully preferred. You've got to get in the perfect position with the perfect light, which is shadowed somehow by the mirror and the angle you're at. You've got to all twist it up, you're arching your head up, killing your back. You're exhausted by then. She said she didn't have time for that. She was busy.
So there were vagina interviews, which became vagina monologues. Over 200 women were interviewed. Older women, young women, lesbians, single women, college professors, actors, corporate professionals, sex workers, African American women, Asian American women, Hispanic American women, Native American women, Caucasian women, Jewish women. Okay, at first, women were reluctant to talk, but once they got going, you couldn't stop them. Women secretly love to talk about their vaginas, mainly because no one's ever asked them before.
Okay, let's just start with the word, vagina. Sounds like an infection at best, maybe a medical instrument. Hurry, nurse, bring me the vagina. 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 Doesn't matter how many times you say it, it never sounds like a word that you want to say. It's a totally ridiculous, completely unsexy word. If you use it during sex, trying to be politically correct, darling, would you stroke my vagina? You kill the act right there.
We were worried about vaginas, what we call them and don't call them.
In Great Neck, they call it a pussycat. A woman there said that her mother used to tell her, don't wear panties underneath your vaginas, dear. You'll need to air out your pussycat.
In Westchester, they call it Pookie.
In New Jersey, a twat.
There's a powder box, a poochie, a poopy, a pepe, a poopele, a punani, a pow, and a poochie.
Tony, Dee, Nietzsche, Dignity, Monkey Bar,
Coochie Snorcher, Cooter, Lebe.
Gladys Singleman.
VA, Wee Wee, Poor Spot, Nappy Dugout,
Mongo, Boogie, a pajama, Fanny Boo, Mushmallow.
A ghoulie, a possible, a tamale, a tati, a connie,
a Mimi in Miami.
A Splitnish in Philadelphia.
a schemata box in the Bronx.
We
We're worried about vaginas.
Some of the monologues are based on one woman's story. Some of the monologues are based on several women's stories surrounding the same theme, and a few times a good idea became an outrageous one. This monologue is based on one woman's story, although the subject came up in every interview and was often fraught, the subject being hair. You cannot love a vagina unless you love hair. Many people do not love hair. My first and only husband hated hair. He said it was cluttered and dirty. He made me shave my vagina. It looked puffy and exposed like a little girl. This excited him. When he made love to my vagina, he felt the way a bear must feel. It felt good to rub it and painful. Like scratching a mosquito bite. It felt like it was on fire. There were screaming red bumps. I refused to shave it again. Then my husband had an affair. When we went to marital therapy, he said he screwed around because it wouldn't please him sexually. I wouldn't shave my vagina. The therapist had a German accent and gasped between sentences that showed her empathy. She asked me why didn't I want to please my husband. I told her I thought it was weird. I felt little when my hair was going down there, and I couldn't help talking in a baby voice. And the skin got irritated, and even calamine lotion wouldn't help it. She told me marriage was compromised. I asked her if shaving my vagina would stop him from screwing around. I asked her if she had many cases like this before. She said that questions dominated the process. I needed to jump in. She was sure it was a good beginning. This time, when we got home, he got to shave my vagina. It was like a therapy bonus prize. He clipped it a few times, and there was a little blood in the bathtub. He didn't even notice it, because he was so happy shaving me. Then later, when my husband was pressing against me, I couldn't feel his spiky sharpness sticking into me. My naked, puffy vagina, there was no protection. There was no pluff. I realized then that the hair is there for a reason. It is the leaf around the flower, the lawn around the house. You have to love hair in order to love the vagina. You can't pick the parts you want. And besides, my husband never stopped screwing around.
Yes, Tony.
All of the women were asked the following questions.
If your vagina got dressed, what would it wear?
Glasses, a beret, a leather jacket, silk slacks, mink, a pink bowler.
A male tuxedo, jeans, something formal.
Emeralds, an evening gown, maybe some sequins.
Armani only.
Something machine washable.
a tutu, see-through black panties, a taffeta black gown,
costume eye mask, purple velvet pajamas, angora, a red bow.
pearls, a leopard hat, silk camo, sweatpants, a tattoo.
An electric shock device to keep unwanted strangers away.
High heels, lace and combat boots, purple feathers, twigs and shells, cotton.
A pinafore,
A bikini.
a slicker,
If your vagina could talk, what would it say? 2 words.
Slow down.
Is that you? Feed me. I want. Yum, yum. Oh, yeah.
Start again. No, over there. Liquor. Stay home. Brave choice.
think again. More please, embrace me. Let's play.
Don't stop. More. More.